Hi everybody, welcome back to kenahspam. I am back with more book recommendations. I would say I'm an above average book reader in the sense that I'm always reading one. Like, I finish a book and then I'm picking up the next one. I always enjoyed reading as a kid, but I wouldn't have really called myself a reader. I read maybe like 1 or 2 books during summer break and then just whatever was for school. And it really wasn't until I graduated college and I had so much time on my hands that I was like, why don't I just read, I guess? So ever since college, I just haven't really stopped reading, and I would definitely consider myself a reader now. And I always hear my friends say like, I'm jealous, I wish I could read more, I don't know where to start, like etc etc. And I understand it can be really overwhelming to want to start reading, because obviously there are literally millions of books to choose from, and it's a real commitment picking up a book. So you don't want to feel like you wasted your time if you didn't like what you just read, especially at the beginning when you're first starting to read again. Worry no longer, because I'm here to give you some books that I think are great starting points. These books are easy to read, they're interesting, enjoyable, quality reads that are hopefully just the beginning for you guys. One Day by David Nichols. First of all, I'm warning you now that this book will actually destroy you. I'm not even kidding. If you want to start off with a book that has an interesting format, I definitely read this. Basically, One Day follows 2 young adults, Emma and Dexter, throughout about 20 years of their friendship relationship on the same day each year. So the first chapter begins with them meeting for the first time on July 15th, 1988, and then each chapter afterwards is a year later on July 15th. So if you are really interested in character-driven stories, I think you'll find this highly enjoyable. I mean, I really felt like Emma and Dexter were real people. I still think about them every July 15th ever since I read this book. Also, there is a film adaptation with Anne Hathaway, and then there is a Netflix series that came out, I think 2 or 3 years ago. You can watch after you read the book, so if you need some incentive to finish the book, there you go. If you want to start off in nonfiction, specifically memoirs, but aren't interested in like celebrity memoirs, which is what I think a lot of people think of when they hear memoir, Educated by Tara Westover is literally a great one to start off on. Literally one of the most insane things I've ever read to this day. Basically, the author was born to survivalists in the mountains of Idaho. So her family was people who like are convinced the world is gonna end, and they're also the only people that are gonna survive when the world ends. They never went to school, they had never been to a doctor, basically just like completely shut off from society. Slowly, she starts to educate herself and learn about the outside world for the first time when she's like 17. I mean, I just could not put this down. It was literally so insane. I kept forgetting that it was a memoir because it's just like so unbelievable, and I just really hope that this woman is in therapy, because holy hell, literally insane. Girl, are you okay? Okay, this one was one of the first books that I picked up when I graduated college. I was gagged. I was shocked when I read this book. If you're looking to start off with a book that has a very untraditional protagonist or slash like unreliable narrator slash unlikable protagonist, then you'll really enjoy this. Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. Oh gosh, this was a crazy one. Basically it's about these 2 young authors, June and Athena. Athena is like this literary superstar who writes very highly praised books that are based on her cultural identity. June is like kind of a flop, like no one knows who she is. She seems to be really upset that she's just like another basic white girl author, until one night June is the sole witness to Athena's freak accident death, she ends up stealing Athena's unpublished book, her next book that is like gonna be this huge masterpiece. She takes it and publishes it as her own. Obviously that does not add up because it's like based on Chinese folklore, and June is just like some random white lady. This book is so twisted and unhinged. The main character is like actually deranged. That's what makes it so readable. It's like a train wreck that you can't look away from. I honestly think I could have read this one in one sitting. If you want to start off on something Crazy Town Central, this is your book. Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I think I've talked about this book in literally every single book recommendation video that I do, but I just love it so much. If you want to start out in fantasy, but you're really intimidated because like fantasies are like 900 books and all this crazy lore, this is a great one to start off on because it's just a duology. So there's just 2 books. You can read it by itself if you want, but trust me, you're gonna want to pick up the next one immediately once you finish the first one. Basically, the patriarch of this family empire dies, so his son Jace takes over. There's this girl who is like this legendary street thief turned royal soldier for the queen, and she's sent to investigate the empire, like the family empire, but then they both get kidnapped, so they kind of have to work together but complete their own secret missions. It's really hard to explain, honestly. A great introduction into romance fantasy or fantasy romance. Literally, this will keep you on your toes. This will make you fall in love. If you want enemies to lovers to enemies to lovers back to enemies to lovers and then all over again, you will positively devour this just like I did. I'm not even kidding. Please, I just want more people to read this duology. It's so good. This next book was recommended to me by one of my coworkers, and then I've been recommending it to literally everybody ever since I read it. Margot's Got Money Troubles by Rufi Thorpe. It's so good. It's so cute. Basically, it's about a young woman named Margot. She has an affair with her professor and becomes pregnant. And in order to survive on her own and raise her child, she starts an OnlyFans account with the help of her retired pro wrestling dad. She starts to find success online, but struggles to balance her newfound fame or success, I guess, with raising her baby, her crazy family, and just the general expectations of society as being a young single mother. Honestly, okay, I know that sounds creepy, like her dad helps her with their OnlyFans. Trust, when I read the back of the book, I was like, what? Creepy. But I swear it's not. It's actually super sweet. I don't know how to explain how it's sweet without, you just have to read it. You just have to trust me that it's not freaky at all. This one has a ton going on as well. I mean, it has addiction, money issues, family issues, new relationships, affairs, like it has it all, but it balances out really well where it's not like overwhelming and nothing is being followed through and it's just all thrown in there. It just keeps you entertained and it all wraps up very nicely. It's a super incredibly sweet story and it's super quick to read, easy to read. It's funny. It's also really sad sometimes too. The beginning is a little sad. Like you have to get through the beginning in order to start feeling like cute, you know? The last book that I'm recommending is All These Beautiful Strangers by Elizabeth Clayforth, I believe. This one is a mystery, which is always very hit or miss for me. I'm very critical on mysteries because you have to keep me on my toes, but then it also has to make sense at the end. I hate when a mystery is like, oh, here's what actually happened and you didn't see like any of it. You know, like I need some breadcrumbs. But that is very hard to do. So I'm very, very critical when I read mysteries. But I love this one. I ate this one up. Basically, the wife of this incredibly rich man who's like, his family's very high society, goes missing. She just vanishes one day, leaving behind her young daughter Charlie and hundreds of unanswered questions. Like, no one knows what happened to her. Years later, as a teenager, Charlie is attending a prestigious boarding school and joins the school's elite society that is just known for like wreaking chaos, while continuing to struggle with the dark legacy of her family name and the past and her mother and everything that went down. Slowly, she begins to put all these puzzle pieces together to try and figure out what happened to her mother all those years ago, and really learns the terrible truth about her family, her school, and herself, honestly. I really did not know where we were going. I was invested the entire time. I loved the story. It was just juicy. It was good. I loved it. Also a little heartbreaking, which is always kind of good to have in a mystery because it makes you care about the characters, but I just think this is a great place to start if you're looking to start on a mystery, because it's not too intricate or like confusing, but it's still like you don't know how it's gonna end, which is great. Okay, those were all my book recommendations. If you want to become a reader, if you don't know where to start, I think all of these are great options. I loved all of these. I recommend it to literally anybody and everybody. I think this was like the best video that I've done so far in books because I thought about what I was saying before I said it. So hopefully they sound interesting to you. But hopefully you enjoyed, and please look forward to more kenah spam soon.